Okay, if everybody stand, we'll say the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to welcome everybody tonight. Council's had a chance to read the previous minutes, so I'll entertain a motion.
We make a motion to approve the minutes of 6/8/26.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Christie. Got a motion and a second, all in favor? Any nays? Okay, under public agenda tonight, Wes, you want to go ahead and explain these ordinances? a little
Sure.
bit?
The first one there, 26-5, is the water maintenance fee. That was something that was discussed about a month or so ago, I think, in one of the meetings about adding that to the water bill. That'll go into a fund to assist with just maintaining generally the water system there and be added on to each customer's bill each month. So this is the time for the public hearing, if there's anybody that would like to speak on it, because it is a rate, that just like your water rates, that is a fee that would be in addition to or tack on there to your water bill in addition to your user charges.
Any questions from anybody? This was originally started because we got all new, what they call smart water meters. The water department's been putting them in, so one of these days we're gonna have to replace them. So this fund started for maintenance, new radio reads, anything we could use for the water stuff, so. If there's no questions, I'll entertain a motion.
When will this take effect, this one take effect?
No, I was hoping to try and get it on to the July 1st bill, but I'm not sure Keystone can do that.
So it'd
But
be like,
probably August,
Okay.
before it'll take effect.
Any other questions on that? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? That carries.
Next one is your 26-6, that's the stormwater fee. That is to reduce your stormwater fee. If you recall about, it's been quite a few years ago now, I guess it was. Seems like it, maybe it isn't all that long ago. The council decided to put on a fee to maintain the stormwater, and that's what you see on your property tax bill. In addition to your property taxes, for each time you go pay your property tax bill, that goes into a fund that helps the city pay for maintaining the stormwater. So you've got sewage fees, you get for your wastewater, you've got water fees for your water system, and this was to help maintain and help, for flooding projects and so forth in the city of Dunkirk. So nice thing about this one is it's going down. So that'll reduce, and I believe, if I'm correct, if I'm wrong, Jack, that if we get past now, it'll show up. Will that show up on this November's? If we get
don't think it'll
no?
show up.
Or it'll show up next year.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought if it was, since it wasn't actually a property tax, it would take effect next year. So
I'm hearing it's gonna be next year.
next year where they can get it in place. Okay, so next May, hopefully, you'll see a $5 reduction in your property tax bill as a result of that, if it passes.
It figured out to $10 a month, now you only be paying $5, so $60 a year instead of the $120, so. Any questions on the stormwater fee reduction? If not, I'll entertain a motion for that too.
I'll make a motion to approve the ordinance 2026-6.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Got a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Carried. Oh, you have, well, Wes, you're not even up yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
A little bit more later on.
Under the mayor tonight, Kara asked everybody to start looking at your employee salaries. See what we thought we need to do this year, or not do this year, whatever the council. We've got, this don't really have to be decided tonight. We need to move on it.
Yeah, I was hoping that they would come up with a figure tonight, so the next meeting we could pass this audit ordinance, so the departments can start working on their budget, so we can get those turned in. So I was hoping you guys would have a figure tonight. That's why I gave it to you last meeting, for you guys to be able to think about it and discuss it and come up with a percent, if you're gonna give a raise or not.
Is there a way you could, and I don't, I guess, if I said, okay, if I said give you a 3%, that you could have figures for us at the council meeting, what it would cost?
Well, I can tell you,
For-
I heard it did 3% for the water position for their new raises, so.
I mean, I guess I would like to know what kind of effect that's gonna have on the city as a whole.
I mean, if you guys would have told me, hey, can you figure 3%, can you do 5, I've had those figures tonight.
Okay, that's what I was asking. I don't, yeah. That was what I was thinking, is just so I'd have some idea.
Any ideas, any answers, any questions?
Well, that's what I guess, I'd like to see what a 3% would do across the board and use that for budget figures. I mean, I wouldn't vote to go any higher than that, so that's my feeling. And then if we see it's gonna,
So you want to have him bring some figures back to us and
that's what I'd like to see what effect it's gonna have on overall city budget at 3%. And then if we have to, we can always go down from there, but I can't see it being more than that.
what's council think?
I think we need to know more, so I'd like that.
So is everybody just want 3%, nobody wants any higher raises, any lower raises?
And I would also add information on the 4%.
And he wants me to do 5 as well.
Okay, very good.
Well, obviously, if you did 3 and 5, you'd know what 4 was, because it'd be right there, too.
So we're tabling the salaries till the next meeting, till we get some figures, is that right? Okay, we'll move on. Also, under the mayor's night, we've got Kiwanis Golf Scramble, whole sponsorship. Do you know what we did last year?
It's $100 to sponsor a hole, and then it's $500 for a corporate sponsor. I was hoping we would raise it from last year's at 100 to maybe 200 this year.
They hold that all the
They, Jake County, Portland Golf Club, yeah. It's Saturday, September 19th.
Say we sponsored one hole last year.
Yes,
What do they do when we do that? Do they put Dunkirk's name on there?
we do. Yeah, Cindy makes a little sign that we put by the holes and things like that.
Everybody think we ought to try 2 holes this year? That's a question, that's not a motion. we sponsor 2 holes at $100 apiece.
There's no other questions, I'll entertain a second. A motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? That carries. Also, under the mayor tonight, Jay County Drug Coalition is asking for a sponsorship. $200 last year for that, or is this new
This
year?
is new
We did
this year.
5K, didn't we?
Yeah, we did the 5K already this year, and this is a different sponsorship.
Do they have a,
It's called Shine a Light on Recovery. They don't have anything wrote down for levels or anything like that. What's the reason for that?
yeah, they don't really have a gold, silver, or anything like that. So this is new, it's whatever council thinks we can help them out.
Make a motion, we go for $100 on the Jay County Drug Coalition.
Any other questions on that? If not, I'll entertain a second.
I'll second.
Got a motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? That carries. Okay, Donna's not here tonight, so I'll fill you in on the pickleball court. It is finished. As far as I know, everything's done out there. They're playing on it, but we gotta put up some signs yet. We need some rules and regulations on it. I think Brad's looking at them, and the park board is also looking at what we need out there. There's gonna be 2 pole lights, as far as I know. I haven't heard anything on them, so, but there will be lights on it.
Looks pretty nice too. Looks like a great thing for the park out there.
Did Brad get that ramp put on?
Yeah, it's got made out of stone. We're still looking at that map. Yes, there is a ramp leading up to it, yes. Also, we had trouble with the baby pool. I think we've got it fixed. If everything passes, Kara said he thought maybe Wednesday we would have it open too. So. And we also, we'll explain about the lifeguards we got going on.
Yeah, the park board hired a certified lifeguard trainer, because we were so short-staffed. 3 of our current employees have taken the course and passed, so they're gonna be able to be promoted, which would give us 6, and then we had 2 other people that's already certified turn in applications, so hopefully we'll have a total of 8 for the rest of the season.
Also under the mayor tonight, we've got Ally from HWC here. She's been working on our buffer zone. We'll let her have the floor.
Hello, everyone. So we had conversations with Mayor and Wes, your attorney, had reviewed a potential contract for the city to sign. It would be to review all of the city's planning documents they have to assist in guidance on what your opportunities would look like if you're looking to expand your buffer zone for the zoning, as well as any other on-call planning needs that you guys may have. So I do have a copy of that with me today. And if anyone's got any questions on any of that, more than happy to answer those.
Ally, we had a change on this that Wes seen. We got that.
Yep,
corrected,
that is
right?
corrected, yes. I don't remember exactly what page that was on, but it was corrected.
Yeah, it's on ours, yeah.
Paragraph 14, maybe.
Check.
Yeah, they had Marion on it, we crossed it out, it's got J County.
Yep, it says J on both of those, yep.
That was in 2 places.
Yep.
So what Ally had filled us in on Delaware County and Blackford County. I also talked to the Hartford City Mayor today, and Kara reached out to the Albany Clerk Treasurer, Deputy Clerk. He was right, they do not honor the buffer zone. So the only buffer zone we'd be dealing with would be in J County.
Yes.
And from what I understand, we can go up to 2 miles, is that right?
Yes, I believe it's up to 2
I
miles.
know we talked about 1.5 miles or a mile, we're at a half a mile right now. I don't see we're going to 2 miles is gonna hurt a thing. I think maybe we're better off doing that. If I read this right, Ally, is this not to exceed 7,500 unless we need something else special done?
Unless something extraordinary comes up, and then that'll be a discussion before anything is done for anything above the 7,500.
What, if any, do you think the timetable will be on this? Do you have any idea? I hate to send stop, but-
So once we have the signed contract and we have a copy of any planning documents you guys would have, I know you mentioned you don't have a comp plan, but any other planning documents you have for us to review so that we can help put together all of the work for this, we expect no more than 45 days to review everything and get back with you on some guidance on our end. And it'll all kind of just be dependent on meeting timelines and whatnot with all of that.
Okay. Any other questions from council, from Ally about the buffer zone? Wes might be able to put him on the spot. Be able to fill us what really a buffer zone does. I mean,
So what it would do is it would give you jurisdiction over the 2 miles outside your city limits. Right now, you deal with for zoning only. So, things that come up right now within the city limits of Dunkirk and then a half-mile radius around the city in J County, you can have control over that as far as that goes. By expanding it, that just, again, would expand that out to 2 miles. Up to 2 miles beyond where you're at, so another 1.5 miles, to give you more control over what might be permitted uses. For instance, right now Portland has a 2-mile buffer zone, so the Portland Zoning Commission, BZA, the Plan Commission can regulate things up to 2 miles. You might think, well, what's the big deal? Well, right now, if you've been reading the newspaper, the city and the county have been thinking about not only things like solar farms and wind farms, which would probably hit if you expanded it in a future. It wouldn't affect anything that's existing now. They fall under the county's regulations because they're pre-existing. But if a new development were to come in, a new solar, a new wind, that could be something that the city might want to take a look at. But also the things that the county's been, and the city of Portland been grappling with have been things like data centers, the commercial battery storage, carbon sequestration has been a big one because POET has been talking about putting in, drilling a well and storing carbon underground. So as those things become more prevalent, probably not carbon, but certainly maybe a data center. One of the things that the city of Portland was concerned about was its water supply. Those things take huge amounts of water, huge amounts of energy, and could place a really big strain on your infrastructure. And not just that, but also the noise. If you've ever been reading Fort Wayne or following their news up there, I think New Haven has one going in, and those things, not only do they take a lot of water and use a lot of electricity, they have a lot of diesel generators that I think it was originally permitted for something like 16 or 17, and now I think it's up to like 30 or 40 diesel generators, and those things have to be tested every day and run, so it's not like they just only come on when the power goes out. So that's something that, you know, if it's just right outside, might affect the quality of life in your community. So I think it's a good idea because, you know, a lot can happen right outside your back door that might affect the quality of life here in Dunkirk. So it's not a bad idea to be able to have a little more say-so over what's going on in your backyard.
Does that mean that we would have to address all of that, all of those issues in our zoning since we would not be under the county?
I would assume that if we go to,
Yes.
not
So
under the county.
you would not be under the county, so you'd have to be thinking about
We would have
CAFOs,
solar ordinances and wind ordinances.
CAFO, solar data, you know, any of those things that might go on outside your current area, you might want to start thinking about as you address your zoning ordinance, because now you're, you know, the CAFO thing, you know, CAFOs are, you know, something that the county takes care of now, but you're gonna have to have some of those setback, be thinking about setbacks. That's really about all you can regulate when it comes to CAFOs. As far as zoning goes, is controlling your setbacks, because the rest of that is IDIM. So you're gonna find out as you get into some of this, that the state regulates things like utilities, commercial data centers, or battery storage. We found that out, that some of those are connected to your utilities like AEP or the RMC. So that might be considered a utility, so you may not have so much say-so over that. But, you know, the big commercial battery storages, I know the fire department had some real concern about that, because that's a huge safety issue, fire issue, right? Those big lithium batteries that are out there, you know, having enough manpower and water. You've seen maybe on the internet horror stories in other communities about big fires or if these things, the worst happens, you know, it could take lots and lots of water and lots of manpower. So they were really, the Portland Fire Department was really concerned about safety systems and coordinating, you know, emergency management plans. So yeah, you're gonna wanna start taking a hard look at all those things, not just, you know, what you traditionally thought of here in Dunkirk as far as zoning, which is, you know, your residential versus industrial, commercial, and your resident, you know, a lot of residential stuff here in the city that be thinking a little broader about those kinds of things. And the enforcement of it too, right? Your administrator is gonna have a lot more responsibility. The permitting process, you know, those improvement location permits, if you've got those regulations in there, then you gotta be able to make sure that you're spending time going through those applications and permits, making sure that they've met all those development requirements, you know, and those plans are submitted and approved by, you know, your folks ahead of time.
This is not, I'm not, or I think council's on, we're not trying to prevent anything.
Right.
As far as, we just want to use it as a tool if it does come. And I haven't been contacted by any data centers or any battery storage. That's not what I'm trying to stop. It's just a tool we can use. That is,
It's a balancing act. That's what we've had those discussions and other meetings about is it's where's that line between your citizens and the quality of life that you have here in the city versus you do, I think, want to encourage development and promote things to go on, you know, in the community. And so I think it's all about striking that balance, really. It's not about trying to stop anything necessarily. It's just about making sure that we're not building on top of each other.
any other questions from council or anybody about the buffer zone?
Well, I guess that was my biggest concern is because I know you're in the process of updating, getting our zoning updated.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if you had talked to them about all of this.
Yeah.
Because that's when our zoning ordinance is gonna go from, it's gonna expand, you know, and then again, who's gonna enforce our zoning ordinance? They're 2 miles out, we don't enforce it. You know, we have hard enough time enforcing it, just what's in town, let alone
We'll
go out
have
2 miles.
just have to give him more to do.
I mean, there's a lot to it when you start looking at all the, you know, the different projects that could go on, especially.
The setbacks
with
is
that kind of stuff. I don't like.
Pretty much
setbacks.
basic, aren't they, as far as 1,500 for?
Well, I mean, it could be what you want to, you know, whatever you do. Setbacks have to be reasonable, right? And I think that's what I've encouraged people that the planning commissions that I've worked with is, right, you shouldn't, it's not necessarily a good idea to set back your way out of any development, right? I mean, that's open to an invitation to challenge at that point. So as long as they're rational, there's a rational reason behind it, then I think you're pretty safe. So, you know, like if you think about this, the wind setbacks a lot of times are correlated to the height of the windmill itself, right? And so it's, you know, maybe 3 times the height of the tower, the windmill itself. That's something we the county kind of struggled with when it came to solar, right? It's like, well, or the carbon ordinance, right? It's like, well, maybe 1,500 feet isn't rational. So what the county did, for example, is they said, okay, we got to look at the safety area, right? Because if those things, if the worst would happen, you know, what's the immediately fatal zone, right? Like versus well, here's the area which is okay to be in it for 8 hours, and then after that you're safe. So I encourage them to think about the setbacks in relation to the safety zone. I think that's rational, right? Not just, I think it's 2,000 feet, right?
And I think they do have good, I mean, they've studied that.
Yes.
They have, I know Blackford County, they're upset about it because they went even below what the state minimum. The
Yeah.
state had an estimated minimum, and Blackford County went below that. So there's a lot of people upset.
Yeah.
But I guess the state county has done a lot of work on, not only that, on the CAFOs and everything, because they've been through this. And
Well,
there's no sense in reinventing the wheel if that's something that's already done.
It's a good place to start is to look at what the county has done, because we were one of the first in the state to come up with wind ordinances and solar ordinances. So a lot of times, like if you see the wind and the solar ordinances that you see in the surrounding counties, a lot of them have used what we came up with at the county level. Even Randolph County, for example, is kind of piggyback on what we've done. So it's a good place to start anyway, if you're looking for a start on some of those things.
Okay. Now, Ally, you do that for about half. We've done answered all your questions. You didn't have to answer all these questions. So maybe 3,500.
I mean, you might have to debate with someone other than me on that one.
Oh. Okay. If council don't have any other questions, could I get a motion on the 7,500 for HWC?
This is just to pay for the structure, right? What is the 7,500?
They will set up our buffer zone for us. Then we'll go to the commissioners of Portland and ask all the
We
questions.
would go with you. We would want local representation.
Okay, this is the start of, this is not the final thing, right?
So this is to review all the documents, to give you the guidance, and to take you as far in the process as you want. You're not paying necessarily the 7,500 even as a lump sum. You're doing it as you're working through services.
Because you're gonna have to pass, so the process is gonna be kind of a 2-step process. You're gonna go through it here at your plan commission level. They're gonna look at it and you know, say, is it 2 miles where we wanna be, for sure. Then there's gonna be a process where they bring a recommendation to the council, and the council will vote on it. Then you're also gonna have a presentation to the county plan commission, where they're gonna say, you're gonna ask them to give up that 1.5 area, and they're gonna have to make a recommendation to the county commissioners, which I think, I mean, I've talked with John and Patty and some of the folks at the Plain Commission at the county level. I don't think
they'll have any problem.
You know, anything that's going to reduce their workload, I think they're going to probably be in favor of, because they're pretty busy folks. And so I don't think you're going to see any opposition at the county level. I think if their Planning Commission says that's a go, the county commissioners certainly aren't going to buck what the Planning Commission is going to do. I don't speak for them, I don't vote for them, but that's the sense I get from talking with them. So you're going to have to do something here, but you're also going to have to get permission essentially from the county to give up that jurisdiction, and which I think they probably will, but.
Okay, so Ally, one more question.
Yeah.
So in the process of this, the council or the zoning still has input to change this or ask questions about that. This is not the final thing.
Yes.
This is just a moving thing.
It's a moving process through the whole thing. The only thing that we would first kick off is really just reviewing everything you guys have and then chatting with you after we've reviewed all of the documents, so.
I'm good. Thanks.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
No.
What's council's feelings on the 7,500?
I'm in favor of moving forward with that.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? That carries.
And I will stick around so you guys have a copy of this.
This is the one we changed. This
Yes.
took the American
Yep.
out of the
Yep.
county. so-
Yep, I just printed it, so. I'll make a copy of it so you guys can-
Okay. Well, Wes, what you talking again?
All right, fine. This, I think we're just talking about the property that we got bid last month, or last meeting, to Amy Sutton for Lot 8 there on 4th Street, which is what the city owns it currently. I prepared a purchase agreement, deed, sales disclosure, sent it over to Jack and Kara this morning. So just wanted to give you an item. Did you guys, we've already voted on that, right? So we're not looking for any vote, we'll just give you an update. The paperwork is prepared, and we are moving forward with that. So as soon as we get signatures and everything, that'll be a done deal. So, and then I also sent over this morning the revolving loan agreement for Crown City Lanes, to get that process started, which we discussed at the last meeting, on the revolving loan. So, that is also in the works.
I think they are gonna try and come to the office on Thursday to get things signed.
Okay. So that's about all I know right now for you guys.
Well, we made you earn your money tonight.
Yes.
Okay, moving on. Donna's not present tonight. We'll move on to Jeff.
I have a couple things. So, let's start with, our number 3 pump. We need to, go through that thing, and it is $21,837. And this is to, disassemble, inspect, repair, overhaul, and install the pump back in the well.
Brock, you want to explain what this, one of the 3 pumps do down there?
So we have 3 pumps that supply the water to the entire system. They run on a rotation of which one runs each time. That way we're not using the same pump all the time it burns out. This one's lost pressure, not pumping as much. It's about 150, 200 gallons a minute difference. So they need to come in, service it, take it, clean it, all that.
When did you say that we worked on that pump last, do you think?
2021, I think it was. Yeah.
So I guess we've got 5 years. I don't know the lifespan of them.
Varies.
That's
Brock also
pretty
tells me,
expensive.
Brock also tells me this pump has been running 9 hours a day on its turn, and the other ones are way less than half. So it's really working hard, and if we let it go, it'll just keep working harder and pumping less.
It's running about 19 to 20 hours a day versus number 1 or 2 is running 6, 7, 8 hours.
It's not pumping any more water, it just takes that long to get that much more.
What's council's feelings on getting that pump rebuilt and back in service?
I don't think you got a whole lot of choice.
It's in service now, but, okay, yeah.
It's not.
It's not dead, but we don't want it to be either.
You talk like this was a well, a pump down in the well. This one pumps
No,
in the
this is-
plant.
this is
It's one of the
in the
3
plant.
main plants.
This is in the
Yeah,
plant.
exactly.
If there's no other questions, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion, we go for rebuilding and repairing and replacing, and putting everything back in at $21,837.
Do I have a second?
This is really important for the city. Randy did.
Got a motion, a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays?
Thank you. I know it's a lot of money, but we'll have to pay that or more later on if it messes up and tears up this work. Okay, this is,
how much electricity is it gonna save?
yes,
You're running it twice as long as what it should be to pump that same.
probably
amount.
3 to 4 times as long. Yeah, so, yeah, it's definitely draining our electricity, up on our bill. Okay, all good on that one? That was a high service pump number 3. Okay, now we have, well number 4. This is for the pump and rehab. So this is a 10-horse motor that needs to be done, rebuilt and everything. And bottom line is, this is $43,420. This has multiple stages in it for the prices, and probably let Brock tell what he can about this, because he did a pretty good job on the other one.
So with this one, the well is running about 37,000 gallons a day. So it's making the other wells work harder. It's supposed to be up at 70 to 80,000. So it's below 50%. IDEM, when they came in, told us, hey, it's gotta be fixed. But, so when they do it, the pump's actually below ground. I think it's like 210 feet total.
Yeah,
So they gotta pull all the sticks out. Every stick will be cleaned, pump will be cleaned, everything.
Which one's well number 4?
It's the one in the well field on the south side.
The south one?
Yep.
And the next one would be number 5?
Yep, straight down. This one says it was last cleaned and serviced 2021 by them. I lied, it's 217 feet. And he said on this one, it is set high, just in case the motor's dying off and everything like that. He said it may not go that high, but this is worst case scenario price.
oh yeah, I forgot that.
He also said we're more than welcome, he knows that's a lot of money, payments, whatever. And so we can figure that out if we have to.
Everything in that quote, is it part for part, piece for piece the same, or is it a different setup than what's existing right now?
The one before.
Yeah, because I mean, the way I read it, it's like we're using.
The other one is a
plank.
pump that sits on top of the concrete.
No.
Okay.
I mean, what they're gonna be pulling out. Are they gonna be replacing everything the same exact way, or is it?
I think
Most of
so,
it will be
Rob.
reused, like the sticks and stuff will be used going down, it's the same. Mainly it's pulling it, placing it, and cleaning it is your big fee, unless the motor's bad, that's where it gets.
Now, how do they clean that?
They take it with them, and it's down for a
No, I
month
mean
or
the
two.
well itself.
So, in the well, it's actually an 8-inch casing, and then there's a 6-inch cast that comes in it. They pull the 6-inch cast, and that's what they clean. And that's what makes the higher iron, because it starts to stick to it, like the mains and stuff like that.
Yeah, this is,
They can clean the ground. I can show it to you too, how it works. They can clean the ground too, that's very expensive. Dynamite. all that
Double
stuff. Yeah, it's cool when they do
clean
it.
the well. They cleaned the well with chemicals for 4 days. That was 16,000. Pulling existing pump equipment, 4,300. Pre-clean color video inspection of the well, 1,300. Post-clean video inspection of the well, 1,300. And they're talking, this is if they put a new stage pump, a new 10 horsepower pump, our motor and everything, that's 14,000. We're installing the pump, doing the flow test. So yeah, it looks like a new pump, new motor and all that stuff is in the 43,000.
If it needs.
Well, but if it doesn't need it, then it won't be 43,000.
Right.
This one will be, as much as, but not over 43, 420.
Any other questions from council? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Okay, so for, should I say this right? So for, well, number 4, pump rehabilitation and everything is, 43,420, and I make that as a motion.
Do I have a second? Second. Got a motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? So carried.
Okay. And we got the fire hydrants. We got the 7 fire hydrants that need replaced as of today. We have 2, there's 1 now. So we need some more fire hydrants, and these are not to succeed 3,800.
38,000.
38,000, thank you. We do put this in our budget, but we only put 2 in the budget. So this is more than we have for our budget. And Brock, will this be additional 5, and we're gonna use we already used 1, but use the other one again
Yeah, so
in our lot?
we've got 7 we need to replace. We have 1 sitting. So we can put that one in, but we like to keep 1 because semis hit home and you never know. But we have 7 that are currently down. In our line item, we have $10,000 to replace hydrants or fix them. But I think
Are these obsolete?
a lot of them are shut off with the valves outside.
I mean, I guess you can't rebuild these hydrants, so they're to the point where they're just obsolete, you just take them out and scrap them, or is that basically what
Yeah, a
you're
lot of
doing?
them won't even turn. Like,
This summer and a little bit of last summer, we did do some rebuilding. These are not rebuilding.
new spec.
How much do they have the money to do that? I don't.
I can't answer that question.
They're operating.
This is brought late in the afternoon too, because I can't answer that.
How much of a difference would it make, Brock, if you put this in your budget and do it next year, where you can order them? Your fire hydrants are working, they're not shut down, are
No, they're shut
One
down.
of them shut down. I think 5 of them are shut completely off.
they? So you can't use them at all?
No.
So the problem is, there's another fire hydrant on the street somewhere, but to get to that, it's gonna cause us trouble. And in the past, we have shut them off and hoped nobody would have a fire in that section. But we don't wanna do that this year. We wanna stay on top of the fire hydrants just to protect everybody here. So this is one of those things, this is a safety thing and, it's needed. I don't know if Brock can figure out how to do half of them or not, but
So I have 10,000 of it in my hydrants, my line item. I'm at 90% on my materials and supplies that I can take the rest of it out of currently. This is as of last Monday.
So I'm just gonna ask, so can you just spend the $10,000 this year and get 3 hydrants or whatever it is, and then put the rest in your budget for next year?
Could. I don't want that to fall back on me if something is to happen, honestly. I mean, the fire happens,
that's
it's
one
like
of our
that
main
much.
concerns.
I mean,
City being reliable. So Rock says we have 10,000, so now we're down to 28.
You said operating,
sounds
it's
interesting.
it's in its operating, so I guess, I mean,
Any other questions for Brock on this? Pardon?
He still has 71% in his contractual and 90% in his materials. So we can pull from those two.
We have rebuilt all the ones that we're able to rebuild.
I think a couple of them are from, I think one was from 73, I mean, they're not anything
The
new.
date, 1973.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all 50 plus years old, the ones that we are replacing.
Does he get enough in there for them?
he's got 144,000 still in the materials and supplies, so he's probably got enough.
Still got 71% in his contractual too.
In his contractual.
Or what do you spend out of your contractual?
Contractual is all the peerless stuff will come out of it. So like the other two things you guys just approved will come out of that. Your tower, your plant, stuff like that. Big line items we have yearly comes out of that. Our tower contracts, stuff like that. Or I did contracts.
I think our money's okay. The problem is if the fire hydrant in front of your house doesn't work. I think that's the bigger thing.
I mean, what we were talking about was pulling from other line items he has. I mean, he has a couple items, he has plenty of money to cover
Right.
the 38,000 cost.
Absolutely.
I'm okay if he pulls it within his own budget. Is that what you're asking to begin with? or-
Right.
Okay.
Well, we have the 10,000, so to spend that money that he still needs.
But that's what we're looking at. He's got other line items with
Yeah,
like
he could pull.
plenty of money to
Right.
cover the other 28,000.
Right.
Okay, do I have a motion on the floor, Jesse?
Yes.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? That carries.
And that's all I have, Jack.
Christie?
Well, I guess the pumper truck is still down and we're waiting on a part.
That's what I'm hearing too.
Yeah, so let's hope they get, find the part and get it fixed.
Thank you, Christie. Dan?
I know they've been doing a lot of camera work. I'm not sure where they're at today. I know they were still down there on Arlington and that area down there. I know they've been doing a lot of work, camera work back here. But I'm not sure what they found out. All this behind the Todd building, but working
We had
on it.
to camera the sanitary line behind the Todd building, make sure it's good before they hooked up. Two departments down there, Brock and Steven, had to scurry around and get some stuff done. They weren't too happy, but it's all done. The concrete's poured. They also cleaned out 2 out of 3 storm lines today. Steven did. One on Washington, one on Pleasant, and one on Commerce he couldn't get through. So, and then like Dan said, they were still running the cameras down Broadmoor and Arlington, so. Is that all you have, Dan?
That's all I got.
Okay. Randy?
I guess the railroad has asked us to do crossing markers at,
Each railroad crossing.
each one. So I take it they ordered stencils and gonna use street paint to put
They
those.
paint the crossing markers on, yeah.
That's where we at on getting that, is that?
He's got the stencil, but he hadn't did any painting yet.
Yeah, but so he's got all the supplies.
Yeah.
He didn't tell me that. I don't know anything about this. You're gonna have to help me out on the sinkhole in Mount Auburn, Indiana.
Yeah, we got a sinkhole. It happens about every 3 or 4 years on Mount Auburn. It's really under a county ditch. So when it shows up on the street, then we got to call the county, and their guys come over and fix it. So we got it barricaded off right now, and that's what we're waiting for. Unless they did something today, did they? Okay. We're waiting on Jay County to come over and take care of that.
So what did they do to it?
Last time they went, crawled in underneath and put up metal, I think, and poured concrete on top of it and patched it. It's something that needs to be looked at, but it's just hadn't got looked at yet.
Okay. That's all I have.
Thank you. Karen?
I need approval for accounts payable vouchers 35623 to 35737 in the amount of $160,477.40.
Make a motion to approve the claims.
Do I have a second?
Second.
A motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? That carries.
And then allowance docket 69 to 616 in the amount of $46,183.75.
Motion approved dockets.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
We got a motion and second, all in favor? Any nays? That carries.
The last thing I want to talk about is the city building is needing some repairs done. We have standing water in the basement. Jack has been going down there to look at the sub pump, trying to get that figured out. Our awning from the windstorm is still not put up. If we're gonna replace that, what we're gonna do, that needs to be decided. The outside light is broke. I think Brad is supposed to be trying to work on the glow for that. And then when Wilson's was here the last time and replaced that light that went out, he said that we're eventually gonna have to get them all replaced because they don't make those bulbs anymore. So.
We go with LED lights.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to get a quote to get them all replaced. Unless Jack is gonna build a new city building for us.
I can't keep the water out of the basement.
Where we at with the awning? Talk to them about the awning or what's the status?
I can't even get anybody to call me back. Contractors are in popular demand right now because of the windstorms and all that. They're all busy. If they give you a price 6 months later, it's apt to change, you know.
Well, Jack and I kind of talked, I'd really like to get rid of the windows up above and maybe just do kind of what Sculpt Fitness did with theirs, just bring that over instead of having an awning. But I'm not sure what the council would like to do.
Do you have a bid for?
We haven't done anything because we're not sure what you guys are gonna want to do with it.
Well, I
so.
don't, I hate to change the structure of the building. I don't,
All those windows up there are single pane,
I mean, they need to be replaced, but I'm
for
almost,
sure.
I just don't know that I would want to go and close them up.
I just need some guidance so we can maybe hopefully get some quotes what we need to do for it.
I can keep looking for contractors or something.
I mean, I would have no problems getting quotes to replace all the windows, and then if you still want to put an awning up there, because I understand when you get a lot, you know, in the afternoon, that sun shines in, it's gonna be,
It makes it extremely hot in our office as of right now.
put, you know, if you got new windows in there, I mean, I think if you replace the front windows and I think it would look great without the awning, but then you'd have to almost put some kind of blinds up or something inside where you can control the sun.
We do need new blinds as well, but
But I think it would look a lot better without the awning. It's like the building, the old building across the street where they used to have the awning. And it took, I think it looks better without the awning, but I know the sun's a problem, so. But I would have no problem getting quotes to replace all the windows in the front. I just don't know that I would want to close up the top ones and then.
All right, I'll continue looking.
I guess if you're gonna put an awning, and you're not gonna see the top ones anyway, but I would consider doing away with the awning and just replacing all the windows.
Get tinted windows,
You do that too.
if you didn't do that.
But I think it would look better without the awning, than just the original, if it was new windows.
All right, we'll continue looking on that and see. Anything else, Sharon?
that's it.
Anything else from council?
No.
If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion second, we're adjourned.